So guys, hello and welcome back to another MSFS video. Today you join me on the ground in Frankfurt. In front of you see an Airbus A321 CEO with wingtip fences and IAE engines. This is Delta Alpha India Romeo Yankee. Now today in this video we're going to be taking this 321 up to the chilly city of Helsinki in Finland. This is Lufthansa Service 848, flight time of 2 hours and 10 minutes, cruising at 35,000 feet. Now this makes up sector 2 of a 4-sector day. We've just brought an A320 up from Toulouse back to Frankfurt after a night stop. We're taking a second up to Helsinki and back, and then off to Prague to overnight in Prague. So we've got around about 35 minutes currently until our time of departure. So without further ado, we'll go and have a wander down into the aircraft. Now it's not very often that I fly the 321. It's a very nice aircraft, and it's something a bit different because usually it's the 320 or the 319. Not many airlines nowadays actually still operate the 321 on most regular services. I know this isn't the most realistic thing in the world, but bear with me. But yeah, the 321 doesn't come around very much anymore. It's quite a fuel demanding aircraft, I should say. Weighs a lot, does carry a fair few passengers, but the fuel consumption is significantly increased. The 321 Neo is definitely kicking about a lot more, but the CEO not so much. So yeah, you can see there's our extra long cabin. And if we head forward, we'll head into the flight deck. There we go, that's a bit more peaceful. Excellent, so what we'll do is we'll do our aircraft acceptance checks, and we'll get this aircraft set up. So, first things first, we've been a new aircraft and the first sector with us as a crew. We'll check the safety equipment, so we've got the axe present down there. Fire extinguisher is present, and we'll check the circuit breakers. Nothing standing out as being pulled or tagged. Excellent. So coming up, we've got both engine slighters are cut off, flaps are up, speed breakers up, the parking brake is set. The gear is down, both wipers are off. So coming up to the batteries, we've got We've got more than 19 volts. We've got 27, so we can power the batteries on. There we go. That'll start to whirl into life. Now we have exterior power available, so we can activate the exterior power. And there we go, there's some light come to the aircraft. Now we'll give it a second just to spool itself up and get itself going. In the meantime, we can get some lighting going. There we go. And we'll bring ourselves across into the left seat. Already got the flight plan ported in here, so everything's available to us to use it through the EFB. Now I'll give this a second to spool up, and we'll continue on with the setup. Okay, so that's the aircraft booted into life. It just took a few seconds there before we got the 2 clicks. So we'll continue on from where we were up to, so we'll do the APU fire test. Excellent, and then we can align the ADIUs number 1 first. Fault lights. And then we should get an ADR1 fault there. Should see it on bat in a minute, and then that'll be that aligning. Wait for extinguish. There you go, do the same number 2. While that's going, I'm going to get the dome lights on. Get a bit of lighting going in here. So, ADR2 fault, on battery lights, and extinguished, and we'll do ADR3. Just waiting for the same again. Nearly that. No on battery light, but it appears to be doing its thing. Fair enough. Okay, cool. So continuing down, evacuation should be set to captain only. CVR test. Lovely, ground control goes on. Cruiser parking goes off. That's all good. We can leave the centre as it is for now. We'll do the light test Yep, I can't see anything, that'll do. And the dim switch works as well, good. Cargo test, lovely. Arm the lights and check the signs. And then we can get the standard nav lights on and strobe to auto. Lovely. Continuing down, the QNH locally is 1015. We can pull the analog instrument just to get that centralised. There we go. Excellent. So, continuing down. Engine display, we need at least 9.5 quarts of oil, and we got 19.5, so that's fine. Hydraulic pressures are all in the green, and the oxygen pressure is 1800 psi, which is more than acceptable. If we hold the recall button, that'll recall all previous ECAM messages that have been cancelled, and that's all normal. Now we have Unicum tuned. I'm going to come off it for now, just because it's fairly busy here in Frankfurt. And we'll get the cabin interphone turned on. We'll get it turned up actually, because we'll need that later. Integral lighting is all on, and that is all the aircraft acceptance criteria. Lovely. So what we'll do first is we'll just get the AOC loaded so we can receive ACAR's messages. So we are Lufthansa 5 November Victor. Can load that. I'm just checking the FMGC. We've got the 321-200, the V2533 engines, and the nav database is in date, which is excellent. We can just load in the initial flight plan with Lufthansa 5 November Victor call sign. The inner request. So that's our data there. Heading to Frankfurt Helsinki, alternate Stockholm Volanta, and the estimated time route is 2 hours and 10 minutes, which is all excellent. And there we go, that's ported in as well. So we'll come back to the FMGC later. For the time being, what we need to do now is we need to get some weather for here in Frankfurt and in Helsinki. Now the weather in Helsinki is a little bit misty and foggy at the moment, but we're hoping that'll clear up before we get there. And our alternate in Stockholm Arlanda is absolutely fine, so there's no real concern with that. And to be fair, the runway visual range is still 2,000 meters anyway, so it's nothing that should cause any significant issues. So we'll come across here, mass and balance. We'll round this up to 11 tons, just at 100, and then round up 100. We can apply that. Now, we will set the aircraft loading now, just because I'm aware that the 321 will take a while to load everyone on, especially with 180 passengers for a jetway. So if we do boarding and refueling now, that will start. Fraport. Lovely. So, we're going to receive messages. Weather for here in Frankfurt, 230 at 6 knots, 8 degrees, QNH 1016, which is excellent. Visibility 10 kilometers or more, no significant change, and the cloud base is 3,800 broken, so that's fine. The weather in Helsinki, so there you go, 4,500 meters broken, few clouds of 200, broken 300, 4 degrees, 4 dew point, in fact becoming 5,000 meters. General trend upwards. It might get slightly lower later by the looks of it. That's already passed. That was 8 o'clock this morning, so that's 8,000 meters, broken 500. So yeah, same, pretty much the same, but nothing that should stop us from getting in. If we head to the load sheet now, we can accept this, and these are all our weights. Notably, takeoff weight is 78.3 with a CG of 25.5. So first things first, we have to do our preliminary performance calculations. So we're going to be departing, I believe, from 25 Centre for us today. Just having a quick look, see where we are. Yeah, it should really be 25 Centre for us. So it's going to be a Maron departure of some sort, so we'll quickly just check this. Sometimes it comes under the same chart. It's not in this case though, so departure, so just looking for Maron. So that's 25 Centre there, so Maron 3 Whiskey. will be our appropriate SID 425 centre. Just double check that no more exists. These do exist, however I don't believe this is in operational use currently. There's quite a few. Yeah, just looking in reality, this is the one they're currently using, so we'll go over the Marin 3 Whiskey for departure. Then it'll be 25 centre. We want to calculate the performance to be anything from, I think Lima 6 is reasonable, so if you're back to the takeoff performance, it's going to be runway 25 centre. We'll do optimum flaps, packs are off, takeoff weight, I said it before, 78.3. And it'll be 25.5. The weather, as we just looked at before, we are going to have 230 at 6 knots, 8 and 1016. The rest is okay. And as I said, we'll go, I think Lima 4 is what we said we'd do. Let me just double check that's right. I know Lima 6, which is, it is an option, there it is. Lovely, it says our speeds, flexing 54 and a 2 degrees, 2 flap setting. Excellent, so doing the preliminary arrivals, going to be 4 left for planning in Helsinki. The weather is winds calm, 4 degrees, 1013, that's easy. And the landing weight 71.8. So 000 at 0, 4 degrees 1013. There we go. Bags of room, absolutely bags of room. So continuing on then, that's that all done. We can now do the initial aircraft flow setup. Just checking, are we actually boarding? Not yet, but I'm not too sure what it's waiting on. We are refueling. Let's just have a little look at the GSX settings. No, so that's switched off, so boarding has been requested. Very strange. We'll give it a moment, see if it sorts its life out. So we'll do the aircraft setup. Just noting here, there's no VORs to use in Climb 5070. So there's nothing to change in the overhead yet. 105 is the QNH. We can set constraints. Flight level 70. No VORs are required. We will tune the Fred VOR though, as it's just right overhead the airport act as an MSI. 105, the QNH is all set. Lovely, so now we'll begin the FMC setup. So it's going to be cost index of 30. IRS inits is aligned all equally. Wind data request, we'll just pull this for the flight. While that's loading, we'll get the flight plan up. You can see we're cruising at 350 with a temperature of 57 degrees. Sorry, minus 57. Make sure I get that right. Lovely, throttle pause is 34662. Outside the temperature is 8 degrees. And lovely. Now we need to set up the engine out for 25 centre, which is just straight ahead to 25 miles. So we'll do 25 centre, 25. So Frankfurt 25 centre, and then the runway heading, which I'll have to grab from the chart. 246 and 25 miles. Excellent. So that is that set, so you can go to flight plan now. Departure is runway 25 centre, the Marin 3 Whiskey. And then Helsinki arrival. the Lackett 9 Bravo to 4 left. There it is. Cool, so for the engine out, it'll be Frankfurt 25 centre 246, and then we'll do our custom waypoints. Lovely, and then the MSA is just about the airport itself at 25 miles. Lovely, so coming across the progress, we'll set Frankfurt 25 centre here is our departure runway. Right now, we don't need anything, but we'll set the Fred VOR just as overhead Frankfurt itself. Continue on for secondary flight plan, we'll set this up for our engine out procedure. So, 25 centre, we'll remove the SID. There we go. 25 centre, 25 miles, which is our custom waypoint. The inbound course for the hold will be 246. So all this is essentially is us setting up a secondary flight plan for the engine out procedure. So if there is an engine failure, we can just activate it and fly it. So the return will be into Frankfurt for 25 left, no star and no VIA, straight back in. And then you can see here it's set up for straight 25 miles. Then back around for the ILS, and then that's the published missed approach for 25 left. Excellent, so with that all done, we can go across to the inner page. The we can set this, so the zero fuel weights is 67.6 with a CG 26.3. Block fuel still loading is exactly 11 tons. That'll leave us about 4.5 when we land. Looking at the reserve figures, our alternate is 2.3 and then final is 1.2. There goes to minimums of 3.5, which cross-checks with a flight plan. If we do performance now, we can head across to the performance page. So it would be 151, 158, 158, 700. So 151, 158, 158, 700. It was a config 2 departure, option of 0.4 flexing, what was that 0.8? Sorry, 0.8 flexing 54 degrees. Lovely, so the departure here at Frankfurt, I believe, follows the NDP2, yep, which will be 1360 for 1,000 feet. The elevation is like 1362 or something. The acceleration level is 1900 for 25 centre. And the clean speed will be 225, just crossing back to the chart for departure. We do have speed constraints to affect. So if we look at the flap retraction limit is 159. So we can take flap 1, but we can't actually take flap 0 until we get past Delta Fox 995, because we won't make that, sorry, Delta Fox 996, because we won't make that 200 restriction with no flaps. Lovely, so we'll just quickly cross-check the SID routing. So after departure is Delta Fox 999 at 200 knots and 800 feet or above. Then Delta Fox 998 at 1690 above and 200 knots, which is both noted there with them pink stars. And moving on, we got Delta Fox 996, max 200 knots, 2670, and then 995. Max 230 knots and 3470. Delta Fox 994, max 230 knots, 5600 feet, and Delta Fox 992 at 6,000 feet above. From then to Liscu, and then Tabon, Lixie and Lorpa, then to Maron. Lovely, so that all checks out, that's all correct, and there's no concerns for that. We'll cross-check the rest of the routing when we do our departure briefing, but for now, that's pretty much set up. We're still refueling at the moment, which is getting there. So I don't think we're still not boarding. Let me go and have a quick look at this and see what's going on. So that's sorted, and the GSX was reset it, and now it's working. That's all good. So what we can do now then is we'll get the departure briefing completed. Now, with us being jetway boarding and us having 189 people to board, we might end up departing a little bit late here, but nothing to worry about, and nothing we probably can't make up on the way up to Helsinki. We have allocated 2 hours and 30 minutes to do this 2 hours and 10 minute flight, so as long as we depart, you know, around maybe no later than 25 minutes behind schedule, should be okay. So what we'll do then, we'll do the departure briefing, and we can finish the setup following that. Are you ready for the departure briefing?
Go ahead.
So we're flying to Helsinki. We're flying Delta Alpha India Romeo Yankee, no MEL items to note, it's a 321 via Yankees. Weight for sector, we have a 0 fuel at 67.6, 11 tonnes of fuel with no extra, subsequent takeoff weight of 78.4 tonnes. The reserves of 3.5 made up of an alternate Stockholm 2.3 tonnes and final of 1.2 tonnes. The takeoff is 25 centre from Lima 6 or beyond. Config 2 with an optimum 0.8 for a CG of 25. The flex temp is 54 degrees. The engine out will be straight ahead to 25 miles and into holding pattern, acceleration at 1900 feet and climbing to a minimum of 3900 as per the MSA. NATP2 departure, LD speeds 151, 158, 158, clean speed of 228 to affect the initial 3 waypoints of the flight up to Delta Fox 996. In terms of taxi out and departure, we are on stand, I believe, Alpha 24. We'll push back into November 5. Taxi out, let it be November 5 in Lima to Lima 6, 5, 4, 3 or 1 for runway 25 center. Takeoff as discussed. We'll be following the Mirren 3 Whiskey. After departure, Delta Fox 99, 998, 996, 995, 994, 992, Lisku, Tabum, Lixi, Morpa and Maran. Cross-check with the MCDU and all present and correct. From Maran, we join our upper airway routing towards Helsinki. Initially the Yankee 150 to Togli, which is there. Then direct to Muckle, direct Pelup, direct to Rip, then to the Yankee 364 to Lakut, then the Lakut 9 Bravo into Helsinki. Time 2 hours 11 minutes, distance is 918, which is well within the 10% margin. In terms of en route weather, we have nothing significant to affect. We have some turbulence as we climb out then cruise through Germany, and nothing further beyond that. The max year factor is 3.8 at top of climb, which matches the turbulence predicted. All going well, should be a straightforward departure, albeit with a little bit of delay. Any questions?
No questions.
So we can do the cockpit preparation checklist now, and then once we've done the cockpit preparation checklist, we can do the weight and balance validation, which I'll explain very shortly. Cockpit preparation checklist.
Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Fuel quantity.
11,000 kilograms balanced.
Seatbelts.
On.
8 years.
Nav.
Baro ref.
1015 set.
1015 set. Cockpit preparation checklist completed.
Cabin crew refueling completed. Lovely, so we can get the fuel pumps all on. Excellent. So now we can do the last minute change, sorry, do the weight and balance validation. So this is just the critical data entry phase for the weight in the MCDU. So they always get cross-check between the captain and first officer. So looking into the init B page, 0 fuel at 67.6, which cross-checks within the flight plan, and not above. You take off weight of 78.3 tons, 78.4, 78.1, so that's fine. The fuel loaded is 11 tons, 11 tons, 11 tons, and the minimum required of 10.8.
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
Excellent. That's the weight and balance validation completed. The performance validation is runway 25 centre, calculated with a takeoff weight. Let me just get the actual page up. The takeoff weight of 78.3, which cross checks. There'll be speeds 151, 158, 158 for runway 25 centre from Lima 6. The 700 metre takeoff shift, config 2, up trim 0.8, flexing 54 degrees. That's the performance validation complete. Lovely, so that's just the weight and balance and performance validations completed. So that just cross-checks all the data entry is accurate and correct. Lovely, so really there's not much left to do now. We just need to wait till everyone's on board. We'll do a last minute changes, cross-check between the entered weight and the final load sheet after boarding is completed.
Hi guys, here is the load sheet for you.
No need to be so loud, bloody hell. Thank you.
No problem. Have a safe flight.
So something interesting actually, it's incredibly busy here in Frankfurt today. Now we are on Vatsim as always, and it seems to be quite busy. Yeah, it's not even an event or anything. It's very busy. Lovely. So we'll continue with the boarding process, and I'll get back to you guys once we're nearly there with it. So guys, that is boarding all completed, 188 I believe passengers on board, yeah, 188. So what we'll do first is we'll fire up the APU, now boarding is completed. There we go, that's will get itself going. We'll review the final load sheet, make sure there's no last minute changes, known as LMCs formally. So we've got a takeoff weight, so zero fuel at 67.6, which cross-checks, takeoff weight 78.3, which also cross-checks. The max zero fuel weight is 26.3, and the MSC takeoff weight is 25.5, which is still the same, and fuel still 11 tons. So excellent, there's no last minute changes to make, that all cross-checks nicely. So that is done. We'll pop that on the flight plan page, we'll pop performance on the left MCDU. Wait for the APU to start, and we can start getting on our way afterwards. I believe that's the doors closed. Clear to close.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
Lovely, thanks guys. So, we'll close this. Get rid of all the virtual beeps in the back. Give the APU a second to come online. Once that's going, we'll be able to get going. And we'll head out, bound for Helsinki. I think we're currently 13 minutes late, which is fine, we can deal with that. It's also worth noting we're going to do a dual engine taxi out. Single engine, there's APU available. A single engine really is only if the taxi time is greater than 3 minutes, and we're not going to exceed that today, I believe. So we're not going to bother, and it creates a lot of workload during the taxi. And if it's a short taxi, you don't have time for that really. So we'll do dual engine taxi out. Lovely. So that's the APU online. We can kill the exterior power before start checklist.
Parking brake.
Set.
Parking brake. Takeoff speeds and thrust.
V1 151, VR 158, V2 158, flexing 54 degrees.
V1 151, VR 158, V2 158, Windows 54 degrees. Windows
Closed.
beacon
On.
Before start checklist completed.
I don't know why he's echoing, that's an interesting one, but we'll not worry about that too much. There goes the jetway. Lovely, so the tug should be coming up in a sec. Yep, here it comes. We'll do a quick PA before we go, and we'll get on our way. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. Welcome to Lufthansa service flight 848, taking you to Helsinki. Flight time 2 hours 10 minutes, cruising at 35,000 feet. My name's Jack, I'm going to away today. We're coming in the flight deck with us, Matthias. I had the pleasure of flying you up to Helsinki today. Should be a fairly smooth flight, a couple of bumps as we get towards top of climb, but fairly smooth for the remainder. Currently Helsinki, it's slightly chilly, 4 degrees, some low fog and clouds in the area. I'll give you a update on that as we move closer, although it is currently a nice dry day. We do ask that you please give the cabin crew your full attention for the safety briefing I'll give to you very shortly. That's it from myself and for now. Please do sit back, relax and enjoy your flight with Lufthansa today. That'll do the job. Good stuff. So we need to wait for the 3-minute mark before we can activate the APU bleed, which is fine because we don't need it till we're starting the engine anyway. So just looking out to the left, I can't see any traffic behind us. No. Nothing currently.
Traffic Lufthansa here, Lima Juliet line up departure on 8, the Subrata uniform departure, Frankfurt.
Frankfurt traffic Lufthansa 5, November Victor, push and start, stand Alpha 17, Lufthansa, sorry, Frankfurt traffic. So we'll quickly get the area.
316, continue descent to non-stop.
Just need the parking stands chart. The parking stands east is what we need. We are Alpha 17, so it'll be area 1, I believe. Yeah, we'll push to area 1.
Release parking brakes.
Final check, clear behind. Yep, we are clear. So, park brake released.
Commencing push.
Back we go.
Clear. Start at will.
So that's 3 minutes there. We can activate the block time.
316, when we arrive in
APU
Frankfurt,
bleed
we will
off.
be
Sorry, on even.
doing the...
I'll turn him down because I don't want to talk to him.
Arrival 425 left, Frankfurt traffic.
Lovely, back we go. So we can set the ignition to start. Now we need to give that a second just to kick the pressurization system into action.
316, could I get a radio check, preferably?
5 by 5.
For that.
Lovely, so back we go. We'll hang fire on starting the engines until we're off of the stand. Just once we pass this red line, it's reasonable to do so. Lovely. Starting engine 1. Starting engine 1.
Okay.
I don't know why they're echoing, that's very bizarre. I might restart FS2 crew, see if it fixes it. N2. All pressure. Fuel flow. EGT. N1. Up we go. Now you will notice in this 321 the engines are very quiet from the front just because of how far back it is.
November 5 and November Frankfurt traffic.
That should be nearly there now. There's the gen. And avail. We can release the start switch. EGT is coming down. N1's level. Oil pressure is fine. Temperature is normal. Excellent. Starting engine 2.
Okay.
Next parking brake. Waiting
N2.
your confirmation for good engine
Got a good start on 1, so we can get rid of him.
We have a good engine start.
Tug can go.
You can disconnect.
Oil pressure. Fuel flow. EGT. N1.
Unlocking gear.
Drücken Sie die Maske auf Mund und
There, you can hear it quite nicely there. Okay, that's nearly there now.
Tow truck disconnected. Light has been removed. Left is clear, right is
Avail.
We have
Lovely, good stuff.
Company Airbus A321.
Okay, so that's all good to go. We can turn the APU off because that's sorted. He's away. He's got the pin as well, which is good. Max auto brake sets. Op trim of 0.8 for a CG of 25. Lovely. Recallers checked. And to be fair, we can get the predictive wind shear and weather radar now off stand. If we set the engine ignition back to normal, he should do the flaps and the ground spoilers. It is set to config 2. You should be doing config 2 really. There we go. That's set. Lovely. That's all good. After start checklist.
Anti-ice. Anti-ice.
Off.
Ecam status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
25% set.
Rudder trim.
Neutral.
After start checklist is completed.
So, I think I've solved the issue.
Lufthansa A321 Hotel departing from runway 18, Saniki to Lima departure from traffic.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Lovely. Bravo traffic Hunter 5 in November Victor, taxi holding point at Lima 3, runway 25 centre. Via November 5, November, and November 3 to Lima. The Frankfurt traffic.
Pacific Lufthansa 326, pushing back to Airport 5, behind the company Airbus A321.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
Excellent. So the cabin's called. Oh, he's already gone, I think. He did call to say the cabin's ready, so we can go with that. Excellent. So just looking at the taxi here. Now they quite like to use November for the outbound, so I think actually we'll go to Lima and we'll head along Lima instead. Because they quite like to use November to get to runway 18, as in a westbound taxiway. So yeah, we'll go with that. Lovely. So we'll have to do the departure review in a sec, flight controls check, and then we'll be able to, well, we'll need all that done before we get to the holding point, so we'll crack on with that in a second. Just check clear left, clear right. Lovely. Just get myself comfortable for departure. Are you ready for the departure review?
Go ahead.
Ooh, look, there's an A330 down there. Can you see that? Very cool. So, performance is from Lima 6, flex config 2, flexing 54 degrees. NATP2 departure. The engine out is straight 25 miles. Climbing to, hang on, clear left, clear right. They're climbing to minimum 3,900 feet with the acceleration at 1,900 feet. The departure is going to be, hang on, let's get straight, there we go. Departure is the Marin 3 Whiskey, climbing initially flight level 70. Takeoff is left to takeoff, right hand thrust, V1 151, VR 158, V2 158, flexing 54 degrees. Any questions?
No questions.
Flight controls check. He's thinking about it. Flight controls check.
Ready. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder. Taxi checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flap setting.
Config 2.
Config 2. Radar and predictive wind shear system.
On and auto. On and auto.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff, no blue.
Taxi checklist completed.
Excellent. So, given the amount of traffic, I decided we'll just head down to Lima 3 for length. And just the amount of traffic that's moving around. Let's have a look. So that's November 3, so that's Lima 5 there. So yeah, I'll head down to the end and then we should get a nice long takeoff roll as well. Excellent. So I have, I believe I've fixed the echoing on FS2 Crew. I believe from my previous flight I still have the animated 320 package running. So it had 2 FS2 Crews running at once, which is why it was echoing. But I believe it's sorted now.
326, taxi to runway 18, fly November 5, November.
Okay, we can get going. Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 5 in November, Victor via 25 Center Lima 3, takeoff Marin 3 Whiskey, departure northbound, Frankfurt traffic. Runway entry procedure.
Takeoff runway confirmed. Approach path clear of traffic.
Lineup checklist.
Takeoff runway.
25 Center, confirmed.
Checked. TCAS.
TAI.
Packs 1 and 2.
Off.
Lineup checklist completed.
Okay. We're good. We are good to go. Try and get a nice straight line up. There's no one around, we can pretty much go straight for it. So we can do a rolling takeoff. So we're looking for 1.05 EPR. Takeoff.
Check.
There we go. Man Flex 54, SRS runway, auto thrust below.
Checked. Thrust set.
Seat capture full and quarter, full.
100 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
What runway are you going to land at?
Gear up.
Okay.
Nav.
We're landing 25 west. Expected to see watch out for us.
Flaps 1.
Packs are on. Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Lovely. So flaps coming to 1. Ah, nice. There's runway 18 there. So it's a very slow rotation there, but you gotta be very careful of tail strikes in this thing. If you go for it too quickly, it has a tendency just to go for it. So yeah, that's the rotation worked out quite nicely. So we're following that 200 knot speed restriction for the time being, and then once we pass Delta Fox 996, we can begin accelerating away. Still hand flying for the moment. I always do a bit of hand flying to be fair. Normally I take it at 10,000 feet just to enjoy it a bit. We're through the clouds there, it's quite nice. We don't need the ice. The well, it was 10 degrees, now it's 9. Just literally just ticked over. Okay, this is Delta Fox 996 here, so in a second, there we go, we can accelerate. Flap 0.
Speed checked. Flap 0.
Okay, we'll clear ourselves up to flight level 240. Set standard.
Standard, cross-checked. Passing flight level 053. Now.
That is checked. We'll just bank and pitch to make that right hand turn. We're maintaining speed 210, so 230 knots for the time being. Lovely.
Frankfurt Traffic, guten Morgen, Lufthansa 9 Delta X-Ray Gate Alpha 58, starting pushback area 3, Frankfurt Traffic.
Lovely. Nice, nice departure. That worked out okay. We'll leave the anti-ice on so we are well above this cloud layer here. Let's have a look. Yeah, we can't see Frankfurt, but we'll keep an eye out for it. Lovely, so that was quite a pleasant departure. Like I say, we had to be very careful not to tail strike the aircraft in doing so, but it worked out okay in the end. It's not very often that I fly these 321s, as you'll probably find out when it comes to the landing, but it's nice every now and then just to fly something a little bit bigger than the 320. I believe it does feel fairly light on landing and has a tendency to float, so if that does happen, I apologise. It's not something that I'm used to. Okay, accelerate to 250, we'll be at flight level 100 in a second. We'll get the appropriate chart open, there we go. Okay, there's flight level 100, we have max 250 knot speed restriction, I believe. Oh no, there we go, it's relieved. So, let's pitch to accelerate, flight level 100. We can copy the secondary flight plan just to clear the engine out procedure. Clear Radnav.
Okay.
So he'll clear down the radios and reset the radio page. We can kill the anti-ice now, we're well above the cloud layer. Lovely. There we go, he's sorted out the Radnav page. Head to progress, we're climbing 350, and that's absolutely within limits, which is fine. There we go, we're nearly at our climb speed. Roll back out nicely. There we go. Seatbelts off. Okay, packs are released. Happy days. Select autopilot 1. Select autopilot 1. Engage autopilot 1.
Roger.
It's not having any of it. Engage autopilot. Select autopilot 1. Oh, sorry, do it myself. There we go. Lovely, so that's us climbing away quite nicely. All I'm going to do now, essentially, is in the climb, we'll have a look en routes, look at the different airports on the way. For example, I'll have a little browse at the airports, look for some good en route alternates. We'll set them up after reviewing the weather, Did appropriate fuel checks for the end of the SID and top of climb as well as the RVSM check. You should see all that hopefully in a time lapse, and I'll update you with the results at cruise, and then will be that for the flight for the time being. Good stuff. Away we go to Helsinki. So guys, that is us leveled off at flight level 350. Nice steady climb. We're obviously quite heavy being the 321, so it took some time, but we're here now. All I've done in the meantime is at flight level 200, I've set the tilt on the radar to be normal. I've set traffic on TCAS to be all, so it shows traffic 3,000 feet above and below. Then the RVSM check is 270, and I've looked at some memory alternates. If we go to say what ARC will do for now. Identified Hamburg as good weather, and then routes. So Frankfurt's behind us. We're now in Hamburg's airspace. Well, in the area for Hamburg. If I just kill that, there we go. So we can see Hamburg there. I've got Copenhagen noted here, just following. And then if we continue up the flight plan, Stockholm as well. It's just up here. Now, the way I do this might be a little trick that some people, well, might not know, or maybe I'm being silly, who knows, but in the equal time point, if you go over to data, equal time points, and if you put in 2 points, so say now we're past this equal time point, we're now well within the Hamburg region, so we'll pop Copenhagen in, and it will show us the exact equal points between Hamburg and Copenhagen, so we can determine if something wants to happen where we would go. So you can see there we got equal time points set, and that is the, well, it calculates the dead central points between Hamburg and Copenhagen, or, well, the 2 points, which in this case is the 2 airports. Lovely, so that's all set up. At cruise level now, the RVSM's good. We've done a fuel cross check. Let's see if we can do another one now at top of climb. We should have a minimum of 7.7, we've got 8.6, so that's fine. Weather's good, ride's nice and smooth, nothing to report really. I believe we've just had a ACARS message. This will be for the ADC delay for the company, which will be a loading error. Yeah, so we've got 17 minutes delay. So if we head to ADC delay 0017, and I need to get the code for loading delay because I can't remember it. There we go, loading error, so RLL. So that'll note our delay and send it off to the company. If we head back down, we should have had a message to say that they've received it. Excellent. So that's all that needs to be done for now. There is some ACC on in Copenhagen, which will pass through very shortly, which probably isn't something that'll affect you guys. But that's it for the time being. We'll get settled into the cruise phase, and I'll get back to you when we're a bit close to Helsinki. So, welcome back. You join me in the cruise. We've been here for an hour and 46 minutes now, and it's about time to start planning our descent into Helsinki. Currently should land at 11:30, putting us just about 15 minutes behind schedule. You will note there's this little aircraft here, about 20 miles ahead of us. He's also in Helsinki. You can see his country over there actually, so that you're mindful of him and spacing during descent. So let's get planning. You have control.
I have control.
Okay, so the runways have changed. We're now on 22 left for arrival. That will be the Lakut 7 Alpha. I've reprogrammed it in just earlier in the flight so we have an accurate descent profile. So the arrival route through Lakut, Marom, Vibep, Hotel Kilo 942, 951, and then last route 220 knots, and Cavi, max 220 knots, and 3000 or above. Vectoring from there, and then we'll vector onto the Alice runway 22 left. The frequency is 110.3, course of 217. Platform altitude is 3,000 feet, and that is, let's have a look, 9 miles. Minimum is 349 feet or 200 feet RA. So we'll quickly go and get the weather. So we really want Helsinki. We'll want Tallinn as well, which is our closest alternate. We'll want Stockholm as well, because that's our safe alternate. Lovely. So for Helsinki, variable 2 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, fuel at 300, broken 3,660 degrees, 1012 no sig. Lovely. That's much better than it was before. That's something that we can work with. The TAF, there's nothing of note in the TAF. Doesn't seem to deteriorate at all. Lovely, that's fine. So we'll have a look at Tallinn. That's not worked. To be fair, I think it's Echo Tango Tango November. No, Echo Tango November. Yeah, so who knows? Let's look at Stockholm. Yeah, Stockholm's still our safe alternate. So Echo Tango at November. Let's see if this works. Yep. Let's try this. There we go. Yeah, that's usable as well actually. We'll probably stick with Stockholm just as it's better logistically, as Lufthansa already fly in there, so just handling arrangements and whatnot, but that's an option if we need it. So at the arrival, we're looking at landing with 4.4 tons of fuel. That's about 300 less than now, so our landing will be 72.1. We'll do medium auto brakes. We want to get off fairly quickly. Flat full, auto throttle on, it'll be a manual landing, which is great. We'll put some range rings in, so Echo Fox Hotel Kilo 22 left, 5, and then we'll do the same again for 10 miles. There we go. The Hell VOR is the centre point for the MSA, so we'll pop that in. 25 nautical miles, which is good. We'll pop Echo Fox Hotel Kilo 22 left in the progress page. We'll tune the Helsinki VOR. We've already checked the ILS in here, it's all set up nicely. We don't need a secondary flight plan at the moment. We could look at one later, potentially for alternates, look at one of the descent, but we'll leave that for the time being. Performance. There we go. So we'll assume worst case scenario for the winds. We'll do 040 with it being variable. That is the wrong entrance point. There we go. 6 degrees. QNH 1012. Config full, approach at 142 knots. Minimum is 349, so that is below the cloud base, so that's fine. Category 1 ILS and a manual landing should be more than satisfactory. Lovely. That's the FMC set. We'll just step through the route, make sure we're happy with it. Yep. That looks good to me. We've already cross-checked all the altitude constraints, that's fine. We can expect maybe a shortcut possibly to last two, but we'll see when we get a bit closer. Lovely. So we can head down, pop automatic medium on. We'll set the VOR 1 to Helsinki. And there's nothing further to do as such at the moment. Just looking at our alternate fuel. So Stockholm is our fuel alternate, and that comes, as I said earlier, 3.6. Other options we have Tallinn, which will be 2.5, or Riga, which is 3.3. So I'll bear that in mind for the planning of the arrival. Lovely, so we just need to do the arrival briefing now really and discuss all this. So just get back to the correct charts. I'm just filling in FS2 cruise requirements. Transition 5,000 feet, elevation 180 feet. Lovely. So, are you ready for the approach briefing?
Go ahead.
So flying to Helsinki, weather's currently good, few clouds at 300 feet, winds are variable 2 knots, good visibility, 6 degrees temperature. We'll be arriving on the Lakat 7 Alpha through Lakat Maram Vibeb. Hotel Keel 942, Hotel Keel 951, last two and Navi, before making 2 right-hand turns onto the altitude to the left. The LS is frequency 1013, course is 217, platform altitude is 3,000 feet over text at 9 miles. It's this approach straight ahead to 2.5 miles of Hotel Keel on the left-hand turn to heading 185, climb 2,000 feet. It's a 3-degree glide slope, high intensity approach slide system, 2 available PAPIs on the left side. Minimum is 349 with no concerns. Landing will be flat full, automatic medium, aim for Zulu Hotel or Zulu Juliet. The stand I believe we're assigned to is up here, one of these stands from 25 to 30. So the earlier we can get off the better really, even Zulu Golf will be brilliant if we can make it, but we shall see. Lovely. Alternates, as we discussed, is 3.6 for Stockholm, 3.3 for Tallinn, and 3.3 for Riga, and 2.5 for Tallinn. Any questions?
No questions.
I have control.
You have control.
So we'll start descent now, so we've just gone past the top of descent. Lovely, there we go. There's the aircraft below us, down there somewhere. Brilliant, and that is us descending. So all we'll do in the descent, we'll do a quick PA, we'll do the reverse of what we did on the way up. So we'll reverse to over about 20,000 feet. Yeah, I'll get back to you when we are near enough to Helsinki. So guys, welcome back. As you've probably seen in the short time lapse there, we're doing a bit of sort of manual vectoring and management up to speed here. You've probably seen the aircraft behind us, the Finnair. Strangely enough, as much as we tried to sequence, I was always somehow faster, even at minimum clean speed. So we've been doing 330 knots for the last 5 minutes. We've built some spacing up, and we're going to come in for an approach ahead of them, because we can't maintain separation behind without having to do a holding pattern of some sort. So this is the best I think we're going to get. So we are just going to do an open descent now. Down at 10,000 feet, the seatbelt signs are on. Yeah, that's set up for the approach. Excellent. We'll take left 060 to spin us round onto the downward leg. Lovely. So, that is us nearly in Helsinki. We're a little bit behind schedule, still about 15 minutes, but not to worry. It's a long enough flight back to Frankfurt to make some time up anyway, so it's not overly concerning. Lovely. So let's head into the clouds. We will need anti-ice, so we'll switch that on. Now I'm just hoping with a bit of speed brake here we can get down nicely to make this. There's the cabin. Hello.
Hallo, einschlägst wieder Kabinenskante landen.
Right, danke. That's my my best German impression there for you. There we go. So below the dot now, which is good. We can continue out at 3,000 feet. We'll set the local QNH 1012. There we go. That's set. 3,000 obviously being the platform altitude. We'll bring up the ILS charts.
4,500.
Excellent.
Now.
That's checked. So there's the ILS. We'll keep going down because we want to lose the height before we lose the speed ideally. Then we'll make a base turn in. There we go. There's the decel points. So we can start the vectoring to the right now. We'll do approach review using the Frisk model. What we can do now is we'll stow that speed brake. So Frisk frequencies we have 110.3, courses 217. Just call quickly. Helsinki traffic, Lufthansa 5, number vectors, right heading 160 to establish ILS runway 2 to left, overhead Befix, speed at 160 or greater till 4 dmi. Excellent. So, as the frequencies, rings 5 and 10 miles, identify it as Hotel Kilo on both sides, and that checks. Standby instrument set, and the, we'll just keep that spinning rounds. Courses of 217 set. Approach checklist.
Set. Baro ref.
1012 set.
1012 set. Seatbelts.
On.
Minimum.
349 feet set.
Auto brake.
Low, medium, armed.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Lovely. So we're just getting established now. So this is what bugs me, right? So this guy we've been trying to sequence all the way in, and he's clearly just come straight at me with no knowledge of or situational awareness. But never mind, we've done what we can. We're ahead of him, so it'll be on him if it goes wrong. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
It is struggling a bit to get onto this approach path. Is that him seeing who's going round? Maybe. Who knows? We did our best anyway. So, slowly decelerating. There we go. There's a glide slope. Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Lovely. So that all happened quite quickly there, but it's all sorted now. Obviously doing our high-speed approach
2,500.
comes with that sort of issue, but never mind. I'll set this approach altitude 2,000 feet. I don't know why the land lights aren't on, but we'll put them on now. FSU crew not doing the job. That's the first officer's job, supposedly. Yeah, I think he's carrying on through the ILS, so this should be okay. Lovely. We'll just get comfy for the landing and then we'll fly it. Gear down.
Gear down.
To be fair, it doesn't really matter what the lights anyway, it's daytime, so it's not a concern. Flaps free.
Speed checked. Flaps free.
We can kill it onto the ice now. Flaps full.
Speed checked. Flaps full.
Landing checklist.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue. Landing no blue.
Landing checklist completed.
Excellent. All that's left to do now is land the thing, or without creating a crater on the runway. Not sure if I can manage it, but we shall see. Manual flight.
Checked.
Lovely. We'll leave the autothrust in for the landing. I normally take it
1000.
out in the 320, but I'm not too familiar with this thing, so we'll leave it in, we'll let that do part of the work, and we'll finish it off. Helsinki traffic, Lufthansa 5, November Victor, short final, runway 22 left, Helsinki traffic. It's quite a nice view, that's all the woodland prior to the runway. Very nice. Just keep following that approach as nice as possible. Now the wind is calm here, so really if it stays the way it is, I've got no excuse not to... I've got no excuse for messing this up, shall we say.
400.
Lovely.
100 above.
300. 200.
Minimum.
Continue.
Checked.
And from lead
100.
holding and via beating
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. $70 knots.
Mind your brakes. And welcome to Helsinki. Not the smoothest landing in the world, but it worked and it got us down promptly. That will do for me. Especially for the 321, because you don't want to tail strike, you want to get down fairly promptly. Just slow us right down to get onto here. There you go, disarm the ground spoilers. The first officer should do the rest. Excellent stuff. So we need to wait 3 minutes for the engines to cool down. Now obviously we're a very heavy 321, that was automatic medium landing, so what we'll do, we will start the brake fans up now. We need to do it before we get onto stand. You can't, once you're parked on stand, you can't start them, because obviously all the composite and different materials on the brakes themselves, if you start it on the stand, it'll blow it everywhere. So at least now it's the positive of that on the taxiway area. And it's, well, they're nice and clean, and we can leave the brake fans going for a turnaround to keep the brakes nice and cool. So we're looking for stand 28 here, that's allocated stand. We'll pop it into GSX as well. There we go. There will be Finavia. There we go. After landing checklist.
Radar and predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist completed.
Here's our stand 28. Cool. There's the safe dock, we can kill the lights. And just roll it onto stand. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let it roll, tiny bit, stop. Lovely. So, APU's online. We've got 15 seconds till we reach the mark that we need, so we'll give that a moment. Just waiting, and that is the 3-minute mark there. Lovely, so we can cut the engines. Lovely. Engines off. Seatbelt signs off. We'll kill the head tracking. Let's walk 2000. Play ground control can come to on. We can. Well, there we go. N2's below 20%, so we'll kill the beacon. Lock time can stop. We'll reset this for the start of the turnaround. There comes the jetway. Parking checklist.
Parking brakes or chocks.
Set.
Engines.
Off.
Wing lights.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking checklist completed.
So we'll get exterior power on. Lovely. Well, we can kill the APU now as well. Good stuff. We can. Well, we'll turn off the IRS because we need to realign them for the turnaround. It's Lufthansa standard operating procedure, I believe. Might be wrong, but I believe. Lovely. So that is us all done and parked. We'll get ourselves deboarded now. Jetway's already attached. Doors are open. It should start on its own, I believe. So we're only about 15 minutes on schedule, which isn't too bad. There we go. Welcome everyone. Excellent. So we'll head into an outside view. Lovely. So welcome to Helsinki. Now, I hope you enjoyed that one. That was something slightly different. A little bit more realistic video than normal, following everything in the Airbus down to a T. Obviously, there's a couple of little blips in there, here and there, that has to do crew and whatnot, but nothing of too much. I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know if you want to see more or not. I plan on doing these every now and then. I only really do them at my own enjoyment, I fancy it really. I did get a comment recently asking for some more, so I thought, hey ho, let's do one more. So yeah, let me know what you think. Any flight requests, any flight suggestions, or any video requests, specifically tutorials. If you guys want to see any tutorials for anything specific, or just generally do want to see tutorials, please let me know, and I'll have a look into that as well. But that's it from me for now. We'll look over here because they are walking in the wrong direction. There you go. So yep, that's it from me for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, and ta-ra.